Watcher everyone, how you doing? You're through to Oil Works. I'm the Baldy Brit Bloke and this is my YouTube channel. Two things today, not in any particular order, but my boys, Liverpool Football Club, won the Premier League in England for the first time in 30 years. It doesn't mean much to anyone over here in North America, probably, but to me it means a heck of a lot, so I'm wearing their top. The second thing, more importantly to you viewers, is I have a new project vehicle. Well, it's not new to me, but it's going to be new to the channel. I picked it up on, well, I submitted the winning bid on the 30th of December 2019. I went and picked it up on New Year's Eve in a disaster of a snowstorm, but you'll have to watch the video to see that. I want you to come with me now. I'm going to take you outside and I'm going to show you her. I'll stop chatting, let's go and have a look. So here she is. Some of you would have seen her already. I've mentioned her once or twice in previous YouTube videos. She was, or she is, a 2010 Audi A3. Front wheel drive, not four wheel drive. Automatic, not any particular special model. She's got the moonroof, which is quite nice, a leather interior. Doesn't have automatic seats. Just a nice Audi. I've always had a soft spot for Audis. I used to work at the Audi dealerships in the UK and grew very fond of their vehicles, and not only their vehicles but their customer service was impeccable. I haven't had the same experience over here. The battery's dead, so I'm not going to be able to open all the doors, but I'll show you quickly inside. But reasonable condition, and there's the sunroofs, the moonroofs or whatever they're called. Bit of a funny smell. I do just wonder if it was an older person that had her before, but I may be completely wrong. It didn't come with any history. I want to just move her over, give her a quick wash and pull her into the garage. The video today is going to be a bit of a funny one. So before we get any further, I'm going to bounce you back to the 31st of December 2019. I woke up at 5:30 and scooted over to the local U-Haul to grab a truck and a trailer. On the way to London Copart, the weather got worse and worse and worse. Ooh, that's a nice Civic. And worse and worse and worse. Ooh, that's a nice Merc. Now I'm English, I ain't used to driving in weather conditions like this, and I ain't used to pulling a trailer with a truck. Thankfully everything went smoothly at Copart and they loaded me up, so I got the hell out of there. Other than stopping a couple of times to check the tension of the straps, the way home was uneventful. However, once back at the house, it was a different story. I could not get her off. In the end, I ended up strapping her to the front of Sally and pulling her off the trailer, using Sally to tow her. Thankfully no further damage was done, and after a couple of hours struggling with her, she was safely parked on the front driveway. I quickly found out a few things. Firstly, the starter motor was missing. You can see that there's a round hole into the side of the block. That's where the starter motor should be. Secondly, I found the air filter and box and starter motor in the trunk. And thirdly, I could see that all the terminals were really badly corroded and it appeared that there was some fuses and relays missing. So I popped along to friendly folks at CarQuest, grabbed a whole load of relays and some different rated fuses and changed the lot, except for one which was supposed to go beside that one that says 643. Changing all the fuses and all the relays that I could see and slapping in a new battery, this is what happened. She's not starting, but this wasn't happening before. So I've got some dashboard lights now. So hopefully someone will be able to scan it and see what the problem is. I have a feeling it might be a mobiliser. So I got her towed to my mechanic, who within half an hour of looking at her realised it was a missing relay underneath the dashboard, and this particular relay controlled the immobiliser. So he gave me a bell and told me he'd found the problem and she was running again, but there was some bigger issues, which brings us to the present day. So we'll pick up the video again where we left off. First things first, before I even attempt to move her, I will have to pump this up. It's got a slow puncher. It's going to need replacing anyway because it's bored. Numpty here forgot to put the portable charge pack on charge last time. So here we go. $197,858 kilometers. And the clock is registering 19th of August 2019. Nice. Woohoo! We have life! Can you hear that? The poor girl sounds like she's running on nuts and bolts. This is going to be an adventure. Did you hear that? She doesn't sound happy. I have a feeling that it might be a blown engine. But when I first got her back from the mechanics, I had a feeling that it might be an oil pump. Or a turbo. But she's been sitting now for about, well, I probably haven't started her for about 2 months. And she certainly did not sound like that when I left her. So I wonder if it might be something a bit more big, something that I'm not going to be able to fix. But that's okay, because it will be an adventure finding out what her problem is, and also some experience for me. I don't have very much mechanical experience, so I'm excited about this. I want to get stuck into it. I'm going to start at the top of the engine first of all, examine the turbo, pull off the turbo. I know that there's something else that happens to these because they're direct injection. The ports get really clogged up, they get carboned up, so it may be that. It may be something in the bottom of the engine. I don't know. But I invite you all to come along with me on this voyage of discovery. So I'll stop waffling again and let's get on and wash her. Got to admit, she's a flipping good looking car. As far as I'm aware, they never made the S3, or released the S3 in this shape over here in North America. Otherwise, I think I'd have been tempted to have bought one like it instead of Abby. So, just a bit of general wear and tear on the front of the hood here. Somebody's tried to repair some rust spots, so they'll need to be touched up. The other thing that happened, I wasn't able to get her started. I tried everything I could and brought it up to a point, and I got it picked up and hauled to my mechanic. It's about a 12-minute drive away in Ancaster. Anyway, the tow truck driver that turned up and towed it for me, local company, I've used them once or twice before, they're really decent. When he dropped it off at the mechanics, unfortunately he didn't realise that because this front tyre was flat again, it was lower this side, and he pulled the front bumper skin off. Not off completely, but it was enough to snap some of the little clips in here and pull the inner wheel arch liner out. He gave me a free tow, which was really sweet of him, and I don't want to muck around with a car like this going through insurance. And as I said, they're a really decent company. I've used them once or twice before, and they've come at a moment's notice. But she wasn't like that when she first came. A couple of little dents here, I'm not too sure what this is. The same this side. A bit of rust down here, and it's actually onto the door. It's bubbling on the door there. It's a poor repair, whoever's repaired it. She really just needs a good clean as well. I have already cleaned her out. I've had the oxygenator going in here, or ozonator, or whatever it's called. So I'm not going to worry about inside too much more now until I've figured out what's wrong with the engine. Because as I already said, it may not be worth me repairing, but I will get some experience mechanically. Top of the centre console armrest is missing. The parcel shelf, or whatever it's called, is missing as well, but I have seen one or two of those, although I didn't get them because they were in bad condition at Pick and Save, so I'll keep my eye on that. And we just got one centre cap missing off a wheel back here as well. Again, cosmetic stuff isn't really what I'm worried about on this. I want to just see if I can get her running properly, figure out what's wrong with it. If she's too bad, she's going to go. If I'm able to fix her, she's going to go. It's not a vehicle that I'm aiming to keep. So yeah, it may be that I don't do a video on her again for a couple of weeks. It just depends what happens to Colleen and Sally when I get them back, because the next one on Colleen, there's a couple of bits of progress with that, and I want you all to see it. If any one of you is following me on Instagram, you will know that her wheels came back from powder coating. So bounce over to my Instagram. It's oi_works, and follow me on that page as well. There's one or two things that I post on there that never ever come into a video. Oh, she's good looking, isn't she? Look at that peach of her backside. Pinchable. Don't know what that's supposed to mean, but I'm sure it meant something to someone. That's what means a lot to me, that there turbo power. Not being able to do anything until the portable battery charger is fully charged, I thought I should get my backside into gear on other things. There's all the scraps and bits and bobs from Colleen. And one or two bits in there from Sally too. I had to tidy them up out of that corner because I've got to run Ava, is her name, Ava the Audi. I'm running her in here nose first so that I can work on her. And sometime next week I'll drop this into the scrappies and get a few bob. Oi oi! I thought some of you may find this interesting. This is the little package that I put together when I buy each of my vehicles, or even if it's a vehicle that I don't actually end up winning, I have a package like this. I always get a Carfax. Always get a Carfax. It's around 60-65 bucks, and it gives you a complete history on the vehicle, and in some cases it will actually tell us that there's a US history. On this one, which is Ava's, it's no US history. So we'll just quickly flick through to what I print off the auction house website. These are the pictures that are on the website, and this is what I used for bidding on Ava. So there's the front shots, the back shots, interior shots, engine shot, interior shot. Now, just quickly on this engine shot, I can see from there that the airbox is missing. So that tells me that something has gone wrong, or somebody has been inspecting to try and figure something out. This tells me that the vehicle isn't able to be turned on. All of the pictures where the vehicle is able to be turned on and it registers a mileage show lights on here. So that tells me that the vehicle is not turning on. The VIN number. There's always a picture of the VIN, or there is usually, unless the car is burnt or something. And down here we get some details on the vehicle. Ontario permit no brand. That means that she has not been branded, and what that tells me is that she's not salvage, and she is not damaged in a flood or a fire. That means she has a clean title. Odometer. That tells me what I was just saying about there not being any lights on the dashboard. They are not able to turn the ignition on to register or show mileage. Highlights. Enhanced vehicle. This often means that the vehicle has been cleaned. It's generally a private vehicle, unless it's a really high-end vehicle that's come up at auction, and when that happens, some of the insurance companies may make the extra effort to have it cleaned just to try and get a few more dollars. This tells me what the primary damage is, which is mechanical. Secondary damage, nothing. Estimated retail value, that's complete waffle. There's no way that car, as it was, would retail on a dealer's lot for 20 grand. Impossible. I don't take too much notice of that. If it's an insurance company selling it, the estimated retail value is usually more reasonable and more accurate, but it's still not always perfect. That tells me there's no bid currently placed on this vehicle when I printed these papers off. That tells me that the bidding increments are $125 per bid. There's a few more details here. Picks her up from London Copart, and the minimum bid here is $2,000. Now, unfortunately, that is not the final price. The auction houses charge extra fees, and the fees come in various guises, and it's not always clear what they apply to. The fees can be almost double if buying a lower valued vehicle. So if anybody is ever tempted to buy at auction, keep in mind you will be stiffed on charges by the auction house. They vary from province to province, and from auction house to auction house too, but they can really quickly mount up. And then obviously if you're buying out of province, the shipping fees can be extortionate. For me personally, there's other fees as well. As I'm not registered as a dealer, I have to use a broker. I just thought this might be interesting for some of you that are watching, and give you a little bit of insight as to what goes on with me on one of the vehicles I buy, or not. It's not unusual for me to print all of those off, be following a car, and then lose it because somebody outbids me. Oi, oi! Yeah, I've put it back on. I'm going to be wearing this for a bit. That, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brings us to the end of another video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you enjoy the content, make sure to hit that like button. If there's anyone out there that's watching this that has experience with Audi or VW with that particular engine, the 2-litre turbo, and you've listened and you've heard the noises that she's making, and you've picked up on 1 or 2 things that I've said, and you think you may know what the problem is, please make sure to DM me, either through Instagram, oi_works, or in the comments below, or you can shoot an email to me. It's baldybritbloke@gmail.com. I'll make sure to put that in the description, but I'd love to hear from you. I have very little experience or knowledge in relation to the mechanical side of things, so please hit me up. I appreciate all the experience and words of wisdom, so let me know. I'll see you all next Sunday. Stay safe, stay well, have a great week. Take care and toodle pip.